guys, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. So we are getting started by making some tacos. So I just have about 2 pounds of hamburger meat here. I'm just going to cook this and season with onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. I add a little bit of water to the bottom of this so that it's easier to mince, which I've talked about I don't know how many times on my What's for Dinners, but if you're new here, my grandma actually used to work in a restaurant and she taught me how to do that, and it actually really does work. So I'm also using my little Walmart mix and chop, which there are so many brands and stores that have it now. It's just kind of a staple in my kitchen. I probably need to actually buy another one because I use it so often. But anyway, I'm actually cooking like 2.5 pounds because I wanted to go ahead and cook some for my lasagna. So once this is done, I'll take some out and put it to the side for lasagna later in the week. I feel like this is a really good trick if you're wanting to plan ahead, especially since I have been back to work after maternity leave. I'm just trying to make things really easy on myself. To go along with our tacos, I'm going to go ahead and make some Mexican rice. So I'm just using the Old El Paso cheesy Mexican rice, and I'm just following the directions on the back of the box. This is a super easy mix, and it is really, really yummy. Next time, though, I want to try and make my own Mexican rice. So if you guys have a good recipe for that, go ahead and let me know down below, because I am wanting to make my own rice now that I've been using my Instant Pot a lot more for rice. And also, my husband loves rice, so I want to start making my own. Okay, so now that my hamburger meat is done, I'm just going to take some out for lasagna. And actually, I got 1 packet of taco seasoning, and I forgot to get a second pack because I was doing 2 pounds. So anyway, I'm just going to add some cumin and some chili powder just to give it a little bit more of a taco flavor. I do like a very strong taco flavor whenever I'm making taco meat, so I just wanted to add a little bit more seasoning. Okay, so here's what it looks like when it all came out. I actually burnt my taco shells a little bit, but it was still really good. So this next meal is just super simple. I'm just making some BLTs. I wanted to go ahead and include this because I like making my bacon in the oven. So I put some bacon on just a tray that aligned with aluminum foil, and you can tell that my oven is not preheated. Actually, I like to put my bacon in a cold oven so that it renders the fat more and makes it a little bit crispier. So I am just going to cook this at 425, I believe, for about 20 minutes. I do not flip it, but I rotate the trays because I had to end up using 2 trays, but I'll rotate them about halfway through so that they cook evenly. And like I said, this is my absolute favorite way to cook bacon. And then here is our plates. We just served this with some fruit and some mac and cheese, and this was a super simple and delicious meal. So this next night, I am just making some chicken. I actually made some chicken fried rice or fried rice, not chicken fried rice, in the Instant Pot. And then I just made it like I did in last week's What's for Dinner. So if you want to know in detail how to make my chicken fried rice, then check out last week's What's for Dinner. It's the main recipe in that. So I am basically just seasoning both sides of this chicken with onion powder, salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and then and a little bit of butter. And I'm just going to add everything back to the pan to let it cook through. And then I'm also adding some teriyaki sauce. The Kikkoman teriyaki sauce is really, really good. And I'm just letting that cook the rest of the way through. And then we just serve this on the side of our rice. To go along with our rice, I wanted to try and make some crab rangoon. I actually didn't put crab in this, but I was following a recipe, so I can link that down below for you. But it's just a block of cream cheese with some powdered sugar, salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. They called for Worcestershire sauce, but I did not have it, and my Walmart was out of stock. So I feel like this would have been a lot better with that sauce. So if I do try it again, I will definitely make sure and get that sauce. So I'm just mixing this. This is a filling, and then you'll see me put it in the wonton wrappers here in just a little bit. And then I cooked the rangoons in the oven at 400 for about 10 minutes, just until they were golden brown. So I think these were good, but I feel like they would definitely be better cooked in some oil, which I might try next time. I don't like frying things. It's just not my style. But I do think this was a good alternative for crab rangoon, and instead of buying them like at the store. So I don't know, maybe I'll try to do it again, and hopefully next time it'll turn out better. Okay, here's what my plate looked like when it was all done. This was such a delicious meal, and my husband and my kids loved it as well. Okay, now we're gonna get started on some lasagna. So here is this hamburger that I had saved from a couple nights before from taco meat. And then I also had half a pound of hot sausage from my freezer. So I just threw that in the microwave for a couple seconds and let it defrost just so I could get it broken up. And I'm just gonna let this thaw out with some marinara sauce and just let that simmer together while I get the rest of the stuff done. Of course, we are using Rayo's marinara. That has definitely become our favorite, and it is a little bit expensive, but I do think that it is well worth the money. So I'm just gonna mix that together and let this simmer while I get the cheese mixture ready. For the cheese mixture, I'm using some cottage cheese. I don't really measure. I just use one of these little 16-ounce containers. And then I'm going to add some salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and some parsley. And then also a little bit of mozzarella cheese. And this will be the filling. Oh, I also added an egg as well as a binder. So I'm just going to throw this together, and I'll put this in the fridge until the meat is done simmering. Now we're gonna get started on assembling the lasagna. This is super easy. I feel like people are kind of intimidated by lasagna, but it's really not that hard. So I just grease the bottom of this pan, and then I'm gonna add just a little bit of the meat sauce in the bottom so the noodles don't stick. Just spread that around, and then you're gonna add a layer of noodles. My pan is a 10 by 14, so it's a bigger pan. I actually call it my lasagna pan because it's basically like the only pan that I use it for. So anyway, I'm just layering the noodles like this, and then I'll add some of the mixture, the cheese mixture, and I actually tried something a little bit different this time. I added the entire cheese mixture to this layer. I only wanted to do 2 layers of noodles just to see how it did, and it went over a lot better. I think I'm definitely going to do it like this from now on. But anyway, I'm just adding the some of the mixture. I cannot think today. Some of the lasagna mixture, and then I'm going to layer some more noodles the opposite direction, and then I'm going to put the rest of the meat sauce on top of this. We'll bake this in the oven at 400 for about 45 minutes, covered with aluminum foil. And then after 45 minutes, I will take it out, take the foil off, add the mozzarella cheese, and then put it back in the oven at 400 for about 10 minutes, just until the cheese is melted. I wait until the end to add the cheese so that it doesn't get too hard, because it does tend to get hard on top. So anyway, that's that. And we served ours with some garlic bread and I believe some broccoli on the side. And this was a crowd pleaser like it always is. Okay, so that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. Other than that, I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.